Come here, Hilo.
We're live.
Come here, Hilo.
Hello.
Right before stream, he was like, "I want to get in someone's lap."
Now he's being shy. Hello, everyone.
Come here.
Welcome to another Lego build. Ask us anything.
Can people even see him? I can't tell.
No,
You see his tail or?
Come here.
Come on, Hilo.
Oh, he just put his head in my lap. There he is.
Oh, good sweet boy.
He we were just filming some stuff, and he came into the office with this new like little squeaky ball. So if you are a patron and you're a member of our Patreon, we're doing we just filmed a Q&A that is anything but Star Wars related, and he's in it squeaking away at his ball.
He might bring it back. We'll see.
Yeah. But what's up, everybody? Oh, hi, Reefton.
Reefton?
What are you doing up this late or early?
Late.
I can't remember ever.
I think it's late right now.
Yeah. Also, Brian Ward's in the chat. Happy birthday, Brian.
Happy birthday, Brian.
Cheers to Brian
Oh, yeah,
Ward.
cheers to Brian Ward, who made the thumbnail.
Yay!
And the graphic that's on the stream right now.
Yay! Johnny C. Books and Comics. Check it out.
We haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, we haven't tasted it yet, but
we have Cover
we're
Me
about
Porkins, which Johnny sent us last week. It's a rye pale ale. Keep it cold, it says. Drink it fresh. Will do. We just poured it.
Yeah.
And it's cold.
that's tasty.
Yeah. Interesting aftertaste.
Interesting.
In a good way. It stays on the tongue.
The flavor comes through, as Paul Hollywood would say.
I like that.
Oh, Reefton says he's here because he has to ask us important questions about possible Lord of the Rings movie news.
Oh, yeah. Mollie just told me about that.
He said, so new Lord of the Rings movies are in development? When are you sitting down with Ashton next for Explain It To Me special prediction stream?
It's a good idea. Yeah, because my first thought was, what are these movies going to be?
Yeah, I don't know.
I was going to see if I could find the news release.
I'm down for it. I can show you what Jake texted me. But yeah, like, I don't know. I love the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings movies so much that I don't know that anything else is gonna bring back that kind of joy.
On a Thursday earnings call, studio leaders brokered a deal to make multiple films based on the beloved J.R.R. Tolkien books. I'm already reading it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just guessing.
I'm just making stuff up about studio leads. The projects will be developed through WB and New Line. Blah, blah, blah. No filmmakers are attached. Blah, blah. But Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens have been kept in the loop every step of the way. They've produced the Peter Jackson trilogy, and I think Fran is married to Peter. We look forward to speaking with them further. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what the movies will be about, and I don't know enough to guess, unless it's like a Tom Bombadil origin story.
That would be insane.
That would be bonkers. But yeah, I should ask Ashton what he wants them to be.
He's a tough one to explain. Oh, I'm getting a lot of love for my shirt today. Thanks, guys. What's up, Jane? Got Jane, Reefton, Jeannie from Tahini, all members of the Bigs mega fans. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I was really late to tweeting about the stream.
Well, I was really late to posting it.
Most of you guys know that we do this every Thursday at this point, but
like I was setting it up and I was like, oh crap, I haven't scheduled it. I was 10 minutes early.
I still try to tweet it out there and get some fresh faces in here. Brian Ward said, the Frodo Awakens. I like that. Let's go with that.
Yeah, the first movie is going to be about them, like whoever the new heroes are, they have to travel to Valinor and find Frodo and bring him back. The world needs
one
you again,
last
Frodo.
ride.
Yeah, and Dominic Toretto is there.
Yeah. Oh, you brought something in here. It's the ball.
Oh, Hilo's got his ball. All right, if you just want to hold on to it in your mouth, that's fine. We'll see if he starts squeaking.
Oh, Sandy Hughes, thank you, said, I appreciated the Instagram post with the schedule for the week. I wrote it down in my planner. I'm glad you said that because that was an idea that I had a couple weeks ago. And I was like, I think this is a good idea. Just let people know at the top of the week when we're going to be going live.
Especially with so many just things happening and coming.
Yeah. Hi, Gio.
All right.
Oh, I see that bald man 6969 in the chat asking a question that is going to be in Saturday's Q&A.
I mean, yeah, we chose it, but we can answer it again.
about do we think the Bendu will show up in Ahsoka?
Yeah, but your question is in this week's Q&A. But if you want us to answer it now, I don't mind. But if you want to wait,
yeah, we'll wait because I think we do.
I was gonna let them decide. Let the bald man decide.
Well, I think we do a better job at answering that in the Q&A.
We haven't even answered it here. How do you know we were gonna do a bad job?
They said they'll wait.
Okay, but yeah, it was a good question. So thank you. Also, I'm sorry, my nose. I've been hit with allergies this week, and I've been sniffling for the past 2 hours, so
yeah, if you look closely in the Q&A you might be able to see it just kind of dribbling out.
I get
there.
all worked up and a little bit dribbles out.
Ew. Let me try and catch up here. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We did get a super chat, but I'm gonna quickly answer a few questions in the chat. Are we gonna go see Cocaine Bear tomorrow? No.
I want to.
I have no interest in seeing that.
Womp womp.
I know. I'm boring. How long have you guys been together? We got together at the very end of 2007. So what is that in years?
16 years. Well, 15 years.
Yeah. God, it's a long time.
Yep. We're getting to the point where we've almost known each other longer, for half our lives.
We're so old.
But that's going to be a nice threshold to reach.
I guess.
Or not.
Sorry. Oh, man. Okay. Hi, Jill. I'm excited to do our little Brian Tries episode tonight. I don't think we've talked about what it is that we're doing.
What he's trying.
Yeah, so I don't want to say what that is. Or maybe we did. I can't remember now, but whatever it is, I have to order it at some point during this stream so that it gets here in time. Okay, let's get into... Okay, it's a secret, so I will not say. Let's get into some super chats here. Vader's Lair has the first one. Thank you so much. Could Din take Grogu back to Luke because it was never explained to him why R2 dropped him off on Tatooine? We see Order 66 flashback in trailers.
What if that, people have been talking about how it's kind of weird that Grogu and Din reunited in a different series and all that? What if the first scene is Din taking Grogu back to Ossus? Go back to Luke. You need more training.
Oh.
It won't be that.
No way. I don't think so. I don't even know if I can confidently say we'll get a Luke appearance at all in this season.
Well, in the latest clip that they released, there were 2 shots that I didn't recognize. One of them is awesome with a Mandalorian. It's like a shot from here down at a Mandalorian as they're flying away from some huge explosion. Ooh. Just a cool angle. Another one is the N1 approaching a planet that looks green and blue, and people are like, it's Naboo, no, it's Ossus, no, it's that. They're trying to decide what the planet is, and I'm like, it does kind of look like Ossus.
I don't see why they would go back there. when Grogu like made his choice, unless for whatever reason Luke needed help with something very specific.
That would be funny if all of a sudden, Luke is the one that's like, I have a quest.
Yeah.
Come help me.
Hilo just like threw his ball at me.
You want to go get it? You want to go play fetch? Now he just looks sad.
No, he's like, you threw my ball.
My ball. What? Oh, go get it. That wasn't. Now I look. Okay, he's going to get it now. Very passive aggressively.
So did we answer that well enough? I think we did.
What was the question again?
Will Din take Grogu back to Luke because it was never explained to him why R2 dropped him. Also, it says we see Order 66 flashback in trailers.
Right.
Thinking emoji. Yeah, some people are saying maybe that's not Order 66. Maybe it's Mando's breaking into the temple to take the Darksaber.
I think it's Order 66.
I think it is too, just because we see that little bit of Grogu with the lightsaber reflection in his eyes.
Yeah.
But they could show us both, and maybe each of those are from different things.
It would be interesting that if we're getting another Order 66 flashback, that Grogu might need, I don't know if I want to call it help, accessing those memories the way that Luke did. So It could be Luke, it could be Ahsoka, or it could just be, now that Grogu has a better handle on his own abilities, maybe he does it himself. I think that there probably will be a Luke appearance at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that most of the characters that they've started to set up are going to come back. I think Cobb Vanth's coming back. We know Peli, Grief.
I like this idea that Reefton brings up. Could we see Din get saber training from Luke?
There you go.
That I would be okay with.
That's a good idea.
He brought the ball back.
You want to get it?
Honestly, I hadn't thought about that, and
I almost threw it onto the Razor Crest.
oh my god.
Go get it. Yeah, that makes more sense of like, oh, if Luke helped you, maybe he'll teach me how to use this thing.
Hi, buddy. Thank you. Ready? Go get it. Go get it.
This is the most low stakes game of fetch he's ever played.
Go get it. He's like, maybe.
I'll get it when I want to get it.
I saw something in chat that I was gonna bring up. Gargle Buns said,
Gargle Buns?
Y'all old as hell.
I love that name.
I was 11 in 2007. That's crazy. Go get it.
It's gonna happen to you too, Gargle Buns.
It happens to us all if we're lucky. Yeah.
That's such a good name.
Gargle words. Okay. Oh my god, I'm getting so many like messages on Twitter. Irish Nexus has the next super chat. Have you any photos or autographs planned for celebration now that the guest list is complete? I have Giancarlo booked.
Oh, is it complete? Oh,
and
sorry.
probably getting Ian McDermott and Dennis Goff. I don't know if they're done announcing or not.
I did see Denise Goff was announced today, but I don't know if they could have made an announcement. They were like, the final guests are announced. I did think it was cool that Denise Goff was going to be there. I forget who else was announced today, but I guess I'm hopeful that they keep announcing people. But no one has jumped out at me yet that I'm like, I definitely have to wait in a line for an hour to say hello to this person.
I would love to meet Carl Weathers. Andy Serkis would be a good one.
Andy Serkis is probably the closest one, but I think he's going to be slammed.
Yeah, but yeah, we're going to be busy for the most part that weekend, so I don't think we're planning any
That is
photos or autographs.
part of the stress as well, is that like we want to, you don't know when you're going to get scheduled to go take a photo, and I'm like, but we're going to be there to cover stuff, so that's what I want to be spending my time doing. But if the right person pops up, like Donald Faison or Garrick Hagan or Sarah Michelle Gellar, like we made those orders and then crossed our fingers, and
Yeah.
I don't think anything has ever gotten in the way. The Donald Faison thing was stressful because that was like 2 long lines for his picture and then his autograph.
Yeah.
But it was worth it.
We're gonna try our best to go to all the big panels. They're probably gonna do the lottery system again, so who knows if that'll happen. We still don't know when we're gonna be on the HoloNet news stage.
Yeah.
That'll be a surprise going forward. So no plans for official photos or autographs yet. I did see someone earlier in the chat ask if we were gonna do any like meet and greets, and yeah, we are definitely gonna try to. Like I said, our schedule is so up in the air right now that we wouldn't be able to tell you when until closer to the event, but definitely would love to do a meet and greet. Maybe we'll get something.
Sorry.
Maybe we'll get something worked together with LEGO again, because that was really nice.
Yeah, that was great. But no matter what, I'm sure we'll do what we did last time. As long as there's no like schedule conflict. Last time we had our panel, and then immediately after we just held a meetup. So
Yeah. But if you see us there, feel free to say
also
hi.
that, yeah. If you just run into us, wave, say hello.
Yeah.
Come, don't just wave. You can come say hello. And
Yeah. Vader's Lair said that they hope we do another video on prepping for Celebration, and
We will.
We will. We will, and we're gonna try to get some specific details on Celebration in London from someone who lives there, because this will be our first time in London. So that'll be fun.
That's usually when it gets closer and we know what the schedule is going to be and what our schedule will be, we do like a get ready for Celebration. Here's where we will be. All that will be probably lumped into the same video.
Yeah.
I'm going to go blow my nose real quick.
Okay. Also, no worries on spoiling Battle Scars, because the review that went out today for Battle Scars is a non-spoiler review, and the book is not officially out yet. It doesn't go out until the 7th. So we will not be talking spoilers about that right now. When's Saturday Cartoon Explained? April 1st? That would be a fun April Fool's Day if we did Saturday morning cartoons explained.
Oh, after everything that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna clip that out and post it to the other channel.
I was going to say something about Battle Scars. Oh, just that I was surprised today at how many people watched that review video. Just most of the time, people haven't been like as engaged with book reviews as of late, but people seem really psyched for Survivor, which I'm happy about. So even the book got a lot of attention, but someone pointed out online that the trailers for Survivor have gotten as many views as The Mandalorian, which is like a huge deal.
Wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense because there was already a game, and all the people that played Fallen Order are coming back and really excited for the sequel to the game. So.
Yeah, I'm delighted, but I'm a little bit surprised.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Shaq Fu has the next super chat. You two could pull off a Cal Kestis and Mirren cosplay. Just gonna throw that out there. What is Mollie's favorite cosplay Alex has done, and vice versa? Dude,
Yeah, what's your favorite cosplay I've done?
I would love to do a Cal Mirren cosplay.
I would like to do a Cal.
Even better would be a gender bin where we swapped. But
You have the red hair.
Yeah, but I do love Mirren, so I would love to do a Mirren one, and I could do the makeup pretty well.
Yeah.
Because you can't be a Night Sister. You'd have to be a Night Brother.
Yeah, that's true.
Favorite cosplay?
That I've done. Which I'm like the selection is.
I'll say Boba Fett.
Oh, okay.
I liked Boba Fett a lot, and that was fun.
Yeah, I mean that's an easy one. And yeah, people like that.
And obviously, I love the Hut Slayer group.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
That follow me around. That's the best.
That is one of the most fun things we do at Dragon Con is just our group of friends throwing on the Leia bikini.
Yeah.
I think your Last Jedi Dark Ray is my favorite one that you've done. It would have been 2018.
Is it the one that I got the pictures
Yes.
for? That was 2017, I think.
Okay. Well, that one.
Yeah.
I think that's my favorite specific to Dark Ray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that was probably my best one.
The pictures came out great.
My hair was super long. It was probably like about to here, almost to my waist.
Looks awesome. Trying to think of other ones. I really liked when we did the Smash Bros version of Luigi and Daisy. Like another group costume we did was we all dressed up like Smash Bros, but we did like a gritty, realistic take on it, where we were all cut up and bruised, and I was Luigi, Mollie was Daisy. We had a Mario and a Peach. You had like a parasol with a spike on it or something. Like,
Yeah.
we all like made fake weapons and stuff.
That was such a fun group thing because we like doing group things with a twist. So we were like, let's do Smash Bros. Characters, but from like the game Smash Brothers. So like we would be all beat up, like we had just been fighting each other. And so I got to do like a big gash on my chest across here that was like that had like fake blood and stuff in it. And yeah, I got to do like bruise makeup on everybody, and it was a good time.
That was really fun. I still really want to do a High Republic cosplay. One day I'll do it.
Yeah. One day when we learn how to sew.
Yeah.
Quickly, I will read this from Lightspeed Bear, a member for 6 months of the Biggs Mega Fans. Thank you so much. Hey guys, looking forward to welcome you to London. If you or any in the community need any quick help with the city, my Twitter DMs are open. Ask away. Nice. Thank you, Lightspeed Bear. That will be helpful.
My mom got us a London guidebook for Christmas that actually, it is full of very helpful information.
Yeah. I'll have to look through that. I'm just hoping that we'll almost always have someone close to us to tell us what to do if we're doing something wrong or if we get lost.
What are we going to do wrong?
I don't know.
You're driving on the wrong side of the road.
I don't plan on doing any driving over there. No.
Same.
I'm
going to take the tube everywhere.
I'll happily be driven around in tubes if that's how it works. Jane Dalton has the next super chat. Thanks, Jane. We haven't heard much about the Indiana Jones Disney Plus series that Variety rumored. Do you still think that's going to happen? And what potential series would you like to see set in that universe? I mean, I really want a young indie series. I think that...
Oh, they made that already, Molly.
Well, I think it makes the most sense to keep the Indiana Jones IP relevant, make him younger.
Right. I liked the idea of a Ravenwood series. That was something that they threw around.
Yeah.
They could do something with Abner Ravenwood, and they could still throw in, like, Henry Jones Sr. or something, and there could be a young Indiana Jones in it. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I am not putting too much hope or stock into that rumor. I like the rumor. I'll always take more indie, but I'm not going to get my hopes up until something is officially announced, which maybe they'll do an indie panel at Celebration. Maybe not a full panel, but I bet they're going to talk about Dial of Destiny a little bit. And they could say, and for the future of the Indiana Jones franchise.
I'm curious. I see Jake's in the chat. I'm curious of what you think would be a good Indiana Jones Disney Plus series. Like, what makes that series good?
I'm sorry.
Ew.
My allergies.
Brian Ward said Alden Ehrenreich as young Indy. That would be great.
Give him another chance.
Oh, now I can't remember the actor's name. The guy that just won a bunch of stuff for Everything Everywhere.
Oh yeah, Ke Huy Quan.
Ke Huy Quan. Yeah, I would love to see him in a Indiana Jones Disney Plus series.
People were talking about give him a short round series. Like, yes, I would absolutely watch that.
Yeah. Not enough words here for an explanation. Definitely need to talk about it though. Yeah. There's a lot of potential there, but I'm sticking to my thoughts of they need to do like a soft restart on the franchise to keep it relevant.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do a reboot. They've said several times that they're not gonna like recast Indy and start it over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think that they need to. Like, Indiana Jones is one of Lucasfilm's bigger properties, obviously, but you know, there's not nearly as much buzz around Dial of Destiny as there is for even like the 5th Marvel movie that's going to come out this year.
Yeah.
I think people are like, oh cool, another Indiana Jones, but not as many people are like me that I'm like, yes, another Indiana Jones.
I mean, I think you'd be surprised of like how many people are excited for this, because it has been talked about.
That's true.
For a long time,
That's
and
true.
it kept getting pushed, and yeah. Jake says, in my opinion, if you continue the franchise, it won't be Indy. Harrison is Indy, and no one else can be. Plus, he can't be the only treasure adventurist. Yeah.
Just make the Dr. Aphra series. And
Do it. Yes. I would love that. Darth Nicholas, thanks for the next super chat. What are you guys going to watch first this coming Wednesday? The Mando Season 3 premiere or the next Bad Batch?
Mando.
Well, we've seen the next Bad Batch, so it'll be Mando.
Yep. That is... They're not giving us screeners for Mando, which I understand, but they did give us the screeners for the Bad Batch, so we have already seen episode 11, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about it. But
Oh, man. It's... Next Wednesday is going to be...
I think all around,
so...
Star Wars fans are going to be happy.
Crazy. Y'all ain't even ready. But yeah, you'll be seeing more early morning reactions. Day of reactions are back for Mando. So yeah, we're going for Mando first.
Even if we didn't have the screeners, it would be Mando first. Like, I don't want to add to the whole, like, there definitely seems to be a disconnect between live action and animation. Like, people in general just prefer Star Wars live action. It has a bigger audience, and I don't think it should be that way, because animation has like some of the best Star Wars stories. But I'm more excited to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, with it being like the big season premiere, I'm definitely more excited for that. Bad Batch numbers might have a big drop. True.
I don't think so. I really don't think it's going to affect things.
I don't think so either. We'll probably see a lot more on social media about Mando than
for
Bad
sure.
Batch, but that's kind of a given.
I don't think... What did you say last night? Something about, the people who are going to watch the Bad Batch are like, they're gonna watch the Bad Batch. You don't...
Yeah, it's
I don't think people are sitting there watching The Bad Batch just because it'll do until The Mandalorian comes on. Like, people who watch The Bad Batch love Star Wars animation.
Right. The interest is already there. They're not going to be piquing any new viewers' interest with the next episode of The Bad Batch Season 2. It's going to be like trying to get everyone's eyeballs on The Mandalorian, because that's just the biggest thing right now. I don't know how I feel about getting up so early again. I do kind of like it because we just seemingly get so much more done throughout the day. But it just means we have to like get better sleep on Tuesday nights. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Johnny C. Books and Comics. Thanks for the next super chat. Mollie, Zori Bliss, Han Solo, Cowlin from Kenobi, and Tormund Giantsbane are all in a movie with a bear effed up on blow, and you don't want to see it. All right.
Zori Bliss was in that.
I will say I do want to see it. I don't necessarily want to go see it in the theater. Like, I would happily watch that at home.
Right. It takes the right kind of movie to get Molly to go out to the theater these days. I'll go for just about anything, but
which is funny because me and my girlfriends all planned this big like night out for Saturday because a lot of my girlfriends have children and like they have to really plan stuff out ahead of time. So we all planned to go out this weekend on Saturday and go see the last Magic Mike movie.
Takes a certain kind of movie to get Molly out to the theater.
Magic Mike's Last Dance, that's what it is. And it's not in theaters anymore after today, actually. And it's going to be out on DVD next week, I think. So we changed our plans,
DVD?
But
Did you say it's going to be out on DVD?
Out to rent, whatever.
Memods, Blu-rays now, 4K.
Out on disc.
We're 2 generations later.
Oh, Maddie Gunner says Last Dance is so good. That's good to know, because I mean we're still gonna get together and watch it once it's out on DVD. But you're right. If I'm gonna watch a Magic Mike movie, it needs to be in 4K. So. But yeah, I didn't know Zori Bliss was going to be in that. That's cool. And
I didn't know
Tormund.
I didn't know it was a Lord and Miller production. They're involved in it. Oh, now.
Oh, with Alden.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
But also like Lord and Miller, I just loved their movies for the most part.
I want to go see the D&D movie though.
That looks very fun.
I probably will go try and go see that.
The clip they released of them using that spell to raise the dead to ask it 5 questions, I was like, this feels like something that would have happened to us in a campaign, and it was very fun.
Yeah, everyone's making fun of Meemaw over here watching her DVDs.
Do we have DVDs?
I hear it's coming out on VHS and Laserdisc too.
I bet we have a DVD of something.
Oh, I'm sure we do.
I'm trying to remember what. Oh, Elf. I think we have Elf on DVD still.
Any of my
we need
like
to upgrade that.
Older movies that I insisted on keeping, I know we have on DVD. Oh, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yep.
The Abbott and Costello Jack and the Beanstalk was one of my favorite movies growing up. I don't know why. As a child, I was just like obsessed with it. Have that on DVD. I don't know if this is pronounced Nilo or Nilo, but I'll say Nilo the Sage. Thanks for the next super chat. How are all these surviving Jedi going to react to Vader's son claiming the title of Grandmaster?
Hang on a second. Yeah, well, we don't know what happened to all of them. Yeah, like, where is Cal by that point? They're all gonna be like Luke is a Nepo baby. just coming along, and he's got the Skywalker name and the Skywalker blood.
Yeah,
Fine.
he doesn't know any better. Luke has always been kind of dumb, and everyone treated him similarly that Anakin got treated. You're the chosen one.
Yeah.
You're the only one that can do this. It's you. So it makes sense that Luke is like, well, yeah, it's all about me.
It is interesting that George Lucas threw around the idea that Luke would round up more Order 66 survivors. He would find more Jedi that were supposedly not around when Yoda said the last of the Jedi you will be. But I guess that may be the philosophy that a lot of people are having now when we keep learning about more survivors, that it's like Luke is a Jedi, and even if some Jedi Masters survived Order 66, they're not acting as Jedi now. For example, Gungi. Like, I like the idea that, he stops being a Jedi, but he starts being a...
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I like the idea that he would be a Wookiee spiritual leader. He would learn about their connection to the Force and wouldn't so much be a Jedi, but could still be connected to the Force in some way.
I like this point. The same person, Nilo the Sage. I'm curious because Leia lost a senator's seat for being Vader's kid, or a potential seat.
Right.
What a double standard that is. Wow. Yeah. Nepo baby. I like that.
Well, it's like, it's interesting that in Bloodline, people are just like, what is Luke even doing? Like, they know he went off to be a Jedi, but his orders seem to just be off on its own. And the New Republic Senate is like, I guess we have Jedi again somewhere. Great.
Yeah.
I guess. Like, I don't think him being Vader's son really affected them in a real way. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the stuff with Leia, it was very politically motivated, of like, she was gonna be the next chancellor, and they're like, oh, well, she's the daughter of Darth Vader, can't have that.
I mean, that's classic politics for you. Like, they'll do so much digging and find any little thing to cancel you for.
That book is good.
I do need to read that. I still haven't read Bloodline.
I just gotta keep blowing my nose every so often.
Oh boy, it started raining, and I don't know if our connection is gonna make it through that. I had a thought and I lost it. Where did it go? Oh. It was about Luke training Grogu, and how, because he hadn't started training the other students yet, like Grogu was kind of his first trainee besides Leia. And one of the first things I noticed about Luke training Grogu was like, Luke is just trying to stick very close to what he thinks are the rules. And I don't necessarily think that that's the best kind of training that you can give. So I just liked that it seemed like Luke training Grogu was like, he was a little uneasy about it, not necessarily sure if he was doing the right things. Like, he's still learning how to be who he's supposed to be.
He's still learning to be a teacher. And all he has really is knowledge from reading and not experience. So, like, it makes sense to me that he would say, like, you can't be attached to Din. Mm-hmm. But I like that he offered him the choice. It's not like, you're a Jedi now and you have to give up your relationship with the Mandalorian. He's like, if your heart's not in this, like, you can go do something else.
Yeah. I heard the rain, and I saw our stream kind of like start buffering, and I was like, oh no, just rain. What's up, Andy?
Hey, Andy.
Darth Nicholas, thanks for the next super chat. Oh, sorry to trouble you guys, but did you have a chance to answer my super chat question about the British Museum from last week's LEGO stream? If not, I'd be more than happy to send it again.
Just-
Did we miss one?
Just type it in the chat, and I guess maybe we did.
Oh, because it was from last week. Yeah, just type it into the chat and I'll find it. You don't have to send it as another super chat. I will keep an eye out. Until then, Shaq-Fu has another super chat. How would you describe Grogu's intelligence level? He seemed so wise when Ahsoka read his mind, but he choked Cara Dune over an arm wrestling match.
I don't think... I didn't get wisdom from his time with Ahsoka. Like, he was just quiet and solemn. And a little sad.
He's been severely traumatized. So, I think he's intelligent, but I also think he has the mind of a child. For someone of his species who's going to live to be 900 potentially, like, he's barely aged.
Yeah, that's. I think they call him the child for a reason, because
Yeah.
he is a baby, and yeah, like Yoda's age, training Jedi for 800 years. It's like, were you a toddler when you were 50, Yoda? Because that's weird. Like, I don't know. The timeline doesn't quite match up, but I think Grogu is meant to be baby Yoda.
It is going to be wild if we all of a sudden get a huge jump for Grogu into puberty.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about this yesterday. That I don't think they're gonna do anything to drastically age him up in The Mandalorian. I kind of think he's just gonna be baby Yoda.
He will always be a baby.
Baby.
And I do like that scene where he's choking Cara Dune, because he's just doing it by kind of instinct at this point. At that point, he had seen a lot of violence, and a lot of it was coming from Din.
Yep.
And he thought that she was hurting Din, or that they were fighting, and he was like, oh, I can step in here, and
Yeah,
I can do
help.
something.
Yeah, I like that every time Din does something violent, it will cut to Grogu going like, like looking over at that, being like, got it. That's how the world works.
Good job, Dad.
Yeah.
Hi, Pippin. We might get a Pippin sighting. Hi, little man. Come here.
Exciting times.
Oh, here. Hilo heard me, and now he's coming in here. He's like, what? I'm little man. Oh boy, now them two are gonna start messing with each other.
They're fine. Hilo's just sniffing his butt.
All right. I got the Darth Nicholas message. Despite its shady past, stubborn reputation, and unfair hoarding of artifacts, do you guys still plan to visit the British Museum? I remember the Rosetta Stone and Ramses II statue the most. Oh yeah, there was that bit in Last Week Tonight about the British Museum. I don't know if I guess we had planned on going, but
I figured we would.
oh my god. The animals are testing us right now. We haven't made any hard plans.
Yeah, we haven't made any actual plans for anything to do out there, but I don't know. I guess I thought we would too.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting like so many messages. Let me type something real quick. Entertain.
I'm trying to build and keep my nose from running. Ask me a question.
Okay, so we pretty much answered the British Museum one. Like, we had planned on doing it, so yeah, we probably will still do that one of the days. Joel Davis has the next super chat. Do you think the post-9 era will retcon things like members of Luke's order survived and the Republic wasn't completely wiped out, stuff like that.
I think that I'd be okay with them saying the Republic wasn't completely destroyed, because even Star Wars Resistance kind of got into that. Kaz's father was a senator, and he wasn't on Hosnian Prime at the time he made it out or whatever, which is iffy. Like, something sus about that, but they never got a chance to get into it. So, but I would be fine if they were like, it's still just the New Republic, because it was only a year that they had to deal with the First Order. I don't think they have to start from scratch again. So that to me would not be a retcon. If they said that there were more survivors of Luke's order, fine. Like, again, that it feels no different from saying, and here's another survivor of Order 66. So if Kylo Ren didn't kill them all, if some escaped or were off planet, like we did see in the Rise of Kylo Ren comic, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think, like, that's their plan. At this point, it wouldn't really mean anything if we just saw, like, random person who was part of Luke's order. We'd be like, okay, we've never met you before. What are you making faces at?
My food order.
Oh, okay.
Don't talk about what we're eating.
I'm not. I know I'm not supposed to.
I just needed to look at the delivery times so that I could kind of time it right.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, and both of the animals are just now laying
Just chilling.
in the floor in here.
Nose break.
Pippin came up here because it started raining. Pippin freaks out when it when it storms or rains or anything. He just like crouches really close to the ground and kind of just sits there, and he doesn't want to move. Poor guy. Brian Ferreira, thanks for the next super chat. Come back here, Pippin. Come on.
He'll come back.
He's okay. Alex, how were you able to connect the napkin bombing incident in Bloodline to Ben's nightstand in The Last Jedi? That's next level insight, bruh. I added the bruh.
I remember when the dictionary, the Last Jedi dictionary, whatever, visual guide came out, and they made a specific point to be like, look, it's Ben Solo's calligraphy set, which was also like in the movie, and you can briefly see it. And they make a big deal in Bloodline about how it was a handwritten note that saved Leia from the bombing. So I think that's... Oh, and also Rian Johnson said that, or Claudia Gray, one of them said that Rian Johnson gave some input on one scene, and it was that scene. So I think all signs point to that. Really, it's just reading a lot. Reading reference books and reading interviews, etc.
Yeah. Doomslayer, I'm not talking about what we're eating tonight because I'm filming something with a certain point of view after this that involves eating a specific type of food, and we're not saying what that is yet, so it's a secret. And I guess Alex can eat some of it too.
Well, I hope so. I'm gonna be hungry.
You shouldn't have eaten all of our dinner last night.
It wasn't enough.
You're right, it wasn't.
It said it was 4 servings. It was not.
Vader's Lair, thanks for another super chat. Could Cal ever find his way to the world between worlds? I think it would be a cool game plot. Also, when do you think we will see the world between worlds again?
I remember when like the menus and the art for Fallen Order came out, and people were like, is that the world between worlds? And I think I asked one of the devs in an interview, and they were like, I want to make it clear, it's not like the aesthetic. It was definitely something that they were trying to match, but they were like, Cal is not going to the world between worlds.
Yeah. Well, it's...
Could he? Sure.
Was that where you were talking about, like, the artwork of the, like, circles and stuff?
Yeah, and when you go to, like a rest area and you see the skill tree, it looks very much like the World Between Worlds. I'm sure Cal could do it. He just needs to find an entry point. Hey, maybe that's how you fast travel in the game.
I think... I don't know, because the fact that the World Between Worlds exists could open a huge can of worms for Star Wars going forward. So the next time we see it, I think they're going to have to really be careful about how they work that into storytelling. It would be a great mechanic for the game, because then you could easily just time travel into whenever and wherever and
no, that's not how it works.
Play. But yeah, like I think Dave Filoni is smart enough to not just say, yeah, sure, throw that in just so you could have time travel in the game.
No. Well, it doesn't have to be time travel. I would kind of... No, I think it would be a mistake to include it for fast travel. It's kind of a funny idea. But then you'd have to have, like, entry and exit points all over Kovo or whatever. That makes no sense. Mm-hmm. And it also just would cheapen what the World Between Worlds is. So, yeah, I don't think it'll be used as a game mechanic. There's potential for him to get there. I think the next time we see it could be in Ahsoka, though. That makes the most sense to me, since she already has a connection to it.
Yeah.
But I agree. They need to be very careful with how they implement it.
Yeah, because, I mean, that kind of thing can get real messy.
It's already messy.
I mean, is it, though?
Yeah.
Why?
Because for a while, when it was introduced, people were like, this is how they retcon the sequels. And it's like, that's not how it works at all. Like, I'm just saying.
That's just other people making it messy.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I mean. In universe, it's not messy, but Star Wars fans make it messy.
Yeah. I mean, they do that.
For everything.
We do that sometimes.
I've never made a mess. Once.
Darth Nicholas with another super chat. Thank you, Darth Nicholas. A generous super chat at that. Is the current Yoda series of comics enjoyable and worth reading? Also, did you enjoy last year's Obi-Wan series of the comics? The third issue, Battle of Abrion Bridge, with Cody was especially great and stood out to me the most.
I didn't really like the Obi-Wan comics. Comics in general, I think, have an uphill battle for me. Like, I just didn't... I read them growing up, but just Star Wars comics. I've never been a huge comic fan just as a medium. I keep up with the Star Wars ones, but other than that, I don't really read comics. So the Obi-Wan ones I thought were fine. Yoda, I've been enjoying more, especially after the third issue. The first two issues, I was like, I'm not sure if I'm into this, but the third one really, like, brought it all home. And now the fourth one is starting a new arc, and the start of it I like with Dooku. So more Dooku content is exciting. Good job, Hilo.
Darth Nicholas said, I hear Jax Zin is in the latest Yoda comic.
No. The green
like
rabbit?
JAK''ZIN.
Oh, is that the tiger?
I don't know. Hi, buddy.
If that's the Togorian?
Oh, yeah, another Tiger Jedi.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Then yes, that was him. There's another character named Jackson.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Nilo the Sage, member of the Biggs Mega fans.
Thank you.
And let me know if I'm saying Nilo correctly, if it's Nilo or Nilo, but welcome to the Biggs Mega fans. There are custom emojis that you can use in chat that we're still planning on upgrading at some point.
I actually looked. We don't have enough. Well, now we're one closer. I think we need 2 more, and then we can we can get another emote.
We need 2 more members to join. Oh, okay. Oh, apparently Jody Hauser confirmed that it is him.
Oh, it definitely.
The tiger.
There,
guy.
there was no question that it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
In my mind, that character first appeared in the Age of Republic comic for Dooku, and he meets Dooku as an adult, and Dooku's already left the Jedi Order, and he says something like, "Oh my gosh, it's you, Count Dooku. Like, you probably don't remember me, but you trained me like one day. I saw you sparring with Yoda, and it was amazing." So then in this comic, which Jody Houser wrote this issue, we see that from Dooku's perspective back when he was still a member of the Order.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely him.
Well, Juan Lopez just joined the Biggs Mega fans. Thank you so much, Juan. We are one away to being able to change our emotes. Or is it
Just add more.
Add more. What do we have now? We've got Biggs, obviously. We've got Are You Live?
There's one
Are
of
We Live?
Biggs, there's one of each of us. Are We Live? There might be a Hilo one. I think I made one for Cassian and B2 Emo. I could probably swap those out.
Those would be cute. Yeah, I have some ideas for some emotes. Hey, Brian pushed us over the edge for the members. Thank you so much, Brian, for being a Biggs Mega fan.
Thank you, Brian.
We can now add some more
Now
emotes.
you gotta decide what to make.
So yeah, okay, it's us with mustaches, it's Biggs, it's Hilo, it's B2, it's Cassian, and then it's Are We Live?
I'll swap out the Andor ones.
We can
For something
definitely
else.
work with changing those up a little bit. Goodness, Muhammad Ali just sent in a very, very generous super chat. Thank you so much. I missed the Andor streams. Still hoping I get my Rolex Pepsi before the start of the next season of Andor. I have been waiting 822 days so far.
Oh, what?
Rolex Pepsi? I think that...
Thank you for the super chat, Muhammad.
Hold on, let me Google that real quick, because that sounds familiar. Oh no. Rolex Pepsi for sale.
Like a fancy soda?
I don't know. Pepsi Rolex? Rolex Pepsi? Oh man. They are very expensive.
Is it a Rolex that's themed after Pepsi?
Is the Pepsi Rolex rare? Since it's a re-release in stainless steel, the Pepsi is one of the most unattainable Rolex models today. Wow. We don't know anything about watches, so.
To quote Roy Kent, I don't need a phone and a watch.
That is insane. They're going for a lot of money, which I would actually question if any of those were legit, since they're so rare. Anyways, I don't need to go down a rare watch rabbit hole on the internet, but thank you so much. And we loved doing the Andor streams, but we're getting...
We'll bring them back in a couple years.
Yeah.
A year and a half, maybe?
We're getting ready to go hard on some Mando streams, so that's going to be super fun.
Yeah, just swap Andor for Mando.
Oh no, Brian Ferreira said, my page just refreshed. I missed out on my shout out. Well, here's another one. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you so much, Brian Ferreira, for becoming a Biggs Mega fan. You pushed us over the edge so that we can now add some more custom emotes.
I don't know how many. It might just be one more, but still.
We'll make it count. And Juan Lopez said, Star Wars Celebration London is in about 40 days. Who's going?
We're going.
We're going. And oh my god, 40 days? That's it.
That is soon.
That is soon.
Well, hopefully that means we'll get some schedule information quickly.
We need to start, making reservations for stuff. I am going to get a tattoo while I'm out there. Scoops.
I think you've revealed that before.
Hot scoops. Super excited for that. And it is a Star Wars tattoo, but I'm not saying what it is or where.
So many secrets with you.
So many secrets. I like being secretive. I can't wait to do a pub crawl that says Maddie Gunner. Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah.
so fun. All the bangers and mash and pints
I'm going to eat so many bangers and mash.
that we can handle. Alex wants the full English breakfast.
I do.
And I will have some of it.
I don't know why, every time we go somewhere, I'm like, I want to go to a bomb-ass breakfast place. Mm-hmm. I love breakfast.
Maddie, I do have an artist in mind. I'm actually... It's someone else who told me about the artist, and I trust them, so I'm going with them to get it done. All right. Alex Ward, thanks for the next super chat. Can you shout out my girlfriend Morgan and explain why they should like Star Wars YouTube channels?
Morgan, was it?
Morgan.
Hey, Morgan. If you like Star Wars...
Here's your pitch.
I don't know. If you want to keep discussing it with other like-minded people, then Star Wars YouTube channels are a good place to do that. Sometimes. But
Sometimes.
also, they can be terrible.
They can be terrible.
I'm a bad salesman.
Hi, Morgan. Obviously, your boyfriend cares a lot about you and wants you to get into YouTube channels that explain Star Wars, and I say give it a shot. But if you don't like it, make him get into some YouTube channel that you're into.
There you go. Make a trade.
Yeah, make a solid trade.
This feels awfully flimsy.
That's what she said.
You just cracked yourself up.
I said that's what she said before I even thought about how funny it was. Oh, God. Chaos Cavity strikes again. Apologies. This is not an After Dark stream.
It's turning into one. Filthy.
Filthy.
Filthy, filthy, filthy.
Let's see. Darth Nicholas with another super chat here. Which version of the clone trooper phase out process do you prefer? The quick and sudden approach in canon or the slow and gradual approach in Legends?
A mixture would be nice. Like, it's kind of the same as the fall of the Empire. In Legends, it took a long time. And I'm like, we probably could have done this faster. And then in canon, it's like 1 year. I'm like, okay, slow down. Like, I guess they're making it a little longer, what with having Gideon and Thrawn and warlords and stuff. But the fact that they surrendered after Jakku, I was like, seems sudden. Kind of the same thing with the fact that in some of the books and comics, it's like, we got TIE fighters, we got Star Destroyers, we got Stormtroopers, and it was all a year later. I don't know that they're going to go with that, like, only a year for the entire galaxy, but I could have stood to watch it happen a little slower, but I do really like the TK Trooper. I think that's a fun
I think that's a
addition.
necessary middle point, like transitional stage.
I would have been fine if they didn't do that. Like, I wouldn't have even thought to do the TK Trooper, so to see it in the Bad Batch was really cool.
Yeah.
Back in season 1.
Oh, and Brian Ferreira reminded me in the chat, thank you, Brian, that I skipped a super chat from them, so I will read it now. Did Resistance really run its course, or did Lucasfilm pull the plug? That show never got a fair chance to develop, in my opinion.
I agree, and it sounds like from... I think the person who played Tam did an interview and basically said that with Disney Plus, they just like restarted all of their television programming, and so they just stopped Resistance. It seemed like the ending was satisfying enough for me. I liked how things ended with Tam. but it also seemed like a sudden stop in some ways. So I think that it probably got scrapped when Disney Plus was like definitely going to be a thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think they could have spread it out a bit more. Like, between the first and second seasons, they just, like, caught up so quickly to the canon storyline. We could have gotten a lot more stuff in between.
Oh, I think they could have kept going. I was looking forward to them eventually joining the Resistance, the same way that, like, Star Wars Rebels, they were on their own and then they became more and more part of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been nice to see that, but it never came to be.
Yeah. That show was great, and I think it had a lot more potential.
I think it had more potential.
It is interesting thinking about it, like them having to kind of start over fresh with Disney Plus.
I mean, I don't think it got a ton of attention. It was for a younger audience than I think even the Clone Wars started. But, oh well.
Madison Badger, thanks for the next super chat. Peace, love, and R2D2.
Oh, that's nice.
That sounds like a bumper sticker. We were just talking today about stickers and merch ideas. We need to come up with some ideas for merch. Stickers, t-shirts. Nothing with, like, the actual Star Wars logo on it, because they'll take those down from websites. Sir Sits-a-Lot. I like that. Thanks for the next super chat. What species would you guys like to see in live action? I want a Togorian so badly.
Togorian that's the tiger people. It would be fun. I'm interested to see if they do Zeb in Ahsoka. A Lasat would be cool. I really liked seeing like the realistic take on a Lasat in Fallen Order with Jaro Tapal, so if they can pull that off, it would be cool.
I mean, this one is easy. Night Sister. I want it in live action.
Yes, I want that.
That's just like
that's
my
barely
selfish
that's
thing.
barely an alien.
Okay, we were just talking about these tonight or last night. The Zygerians.
Yeah.
The cat people. Would that be a little too close to a furry though?
No more than the tiger person.
That's true.
What else has been in just animation? Oh, what about to talk about Resistance again? Can't remember the name of the bird person. Flick and Orca. I think Flick was the bird. Like long legs, just looks like an egg with, with giant legs. That'd be funny.
I forgot about them. Matindu in chat said Bothans.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see one of them anywhere.
Yeah. Give us Bothans.
What's with the Bothan erasure?
Yeah, there's probably a lot more that I would love to see that I can't think of right now. Only an animation.
It's like some of the species I'm thinking of are like technically they were in live action, but they just kind of, I forget what Aporancissus is, but he just kind of sat there.
Yeah,
I'd like to see one in action.
We didn't get to see him like move around a whole lot.
Yeah.
I saw someone say puffer pigs. That would be cute. Geode species. We've already.
Who knows? We may have seen plenty of him.
Possibly already had seen lots of those, and they just weren't flirting with anyone at the time.
I would like to see them try to do that in live action, though.
Purgil would be a good one. That's what Andy said.
Purgil might happen.
We might see that in Ahsoka if we got like
I could see that.
Flashback or something. Oppo is a Thespian.
Thank you.
That's too close to thespian.
I mean,
You
I
think
bet
he
he's
does slam poetry on the side?
I bet he's a great actor.
Natalie Franchini has the next super chat. My first time catching you live as I'm in London. Molly, what's your favorite Buffy episode? It's my favorite show of all time. Yes! Buffy stands. My favorite episode.
I know mine.
I gotta go with the musical. That's a great one. That one's the most fun. But there's so many other ones that I love. I love all the Dark Willow stuff in season 6. There's quite a few in season 2 that I'm getting close to now with my rewatch that I'm really excited for. One is the Valentine's Day episode with Xander.
Season 2 is probably my favorite season, but yeah. I would say Surprise is that 2-parter. Those are probably my favorite episodes. Passion's really great too. Mm-hmm. That's when I went from like, this show is fun to like, oh, this show is great.
Yeah. Once More with Feeling, that's the name of the musical episode. Hush is a great one too. That one's like won awards and stuff. But I like the sillier ones. Like, Tabula Rasa is really good. Where they all forget who they are.
Yeah.
I hope to God Chase is not listening to this because I am spoiling so much stuff.
You haven't said anything about what happens.
That's true. Yeah. Buffy's great.
Buffy is great.
Buffy is life. We've been rewatching Ted Lasso and thinking of Danny
Rojas.
No. Just so much energy from him. Oh wait, there was something I missed. I missed something. Aha! I found it. Sweet Feet Pete, thanks for continuing your membership in the Biggs Mega Fans. Can I say hi to my doggo? Oh, can you say hi to my doggo? His name is Lance. Are you guys planning on coming to C2E2 in Chicago? You definitely should. Well, hi, Lance.
Lance, who's a good boy.
Or girl.
I feel like Lance is a boy dog name.
Lance sounds like a good pupper. C2E2, no current plans to go, but
I've heard it's cool.
Would love to go at some point. I know this year's... Wait, did they say when it was? I thought this year's was like right before Celebration.
I feel like Jane was talking about that at one point.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about it. I've heard that it's cool, but I don't know like what it is.
I mean, it's just like any other...
Well, what's it focused on?
Convention. I don't know that it has a real focus, does it?
I'm sure it does. Every convention has a focus. It's not just
Dragon Con doesn't.
Yeah, it does. It's fantasy and sci-fi.
Well, I mean,
Are you talking about just general nerd conventions? There are medical conventions and like dental conventions.
Well, Dragon Con has like a military track.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's not just fantasy sci-fi
It's
stuff.
pretty focused on fantasy sci-fi.
Yeah, Jane says it's the weekend before Celebration. I think C2E2 is gaming, so it might be a gaming focus. But Jane says it doesn't have much of a focus, much like Dragon Con, with some good parties, but not as many as Dragon Con.
Okay.
It was originally supposed to be mostly comics, but it's just kind of a general pop culture thing now. Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds right up our alley.
It does.
So we should try that out.
Maybe 2024, when there's no Celebration. And we're looking for something to do.
That's true. Yeah, we probably won't go to D23. Oh, okay. Speaking of Jane has the next super chat, which is one that we talked about a lot yesterday. Based on your talk yesterday, what was the kids channel that you watched the most, and what were your favorite cartoons or kid shows on there? So mine is probably Nickelodeon.
I think that's probably mine too.
That's the one I watched the most. Some of my favorites, I loved Clarissa Explains It All. I loved Rocko's Modern Life. I loved anything on, what was the Friday night one? Snick?
Oh, Snick, yeah.
Yeah, I
Animorphs.
loved anything on Snick.
I would probably say Nickelodeon was my most watched as well.
Yeah. I liked Doug. I'm trying to think now. I mean, I talked about these last night, but like All Real Monsters, Cat Dog, I watched those a lot. The game shows were great, like the early Nickelodeon game shows, like Double
Legends
Dare.
of the Hidden Temple, yeah, that one too.
Yeah. Rugrats was another one that I
liked
did.
Rugrats a lot.
I did watch that one a lot.
I don't remember what a lot of the other... I think I was too young to know like what channels I was watching for Biker Mice of Mars and all that other stuff. It was probably like Fox or something.
I've never heard of those, so I agree. I don't know what channels those would have been on. Guts was a good one.
How does this go on? Looks like I just put it down.
Thornberries.
Wild Thornberries.
I'm trying to think, like, oh, All That was a really good one.
I loved All That.
Wasn't that part of Snick?
Oh, that does just sit there. Cool. I don't remember. I feel like that was before Snick, because that launched with Animorphs, and I think I was watching All That before Animorphs.
Yeah. Oh, Animorphs. Man, I remember when I got the first... Was it the Animorphs movie that they put out on VHS? Or was it...
Might have been just the first episode. I don't remember.
Maybe it was... I remember getting a VHS copy of... Going back to old media, a VHS copy of either the hour premiere of Animorphs, or that must have been it. Because I remember the Andalite. Is that the name of it?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
The Andalite.
The Andalites
and
looked
the Yerks.
Insane.
We talked about this not that long ago, just
yeah, because we looked it up
separately. Because I remember we looked up clips, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought this was awesome, but I did. But that's because I loved those books.
I read like maybe the first 10 or 12 Animorphs books, which is a lot for me, and then I kind of fell out of it.
I think I got to around 25. Really liked it, but I did not finish it. Every once in a while I get the urge to like go back and just read through them all. I could probably do one a day.
We've got a couple of more super chats. I really have to pee. So
okay. I'll swap over there.
I'll be RB. Hand me that can.
Alexander, great name, and thank you for the next super chat. Hope we get to see the white Lothcat in Ahsoka, as well as live-action Lothal, as well as Doom. Oh wait, Hondo too. You got a laundry list of things. Thank you. I apologize again for my runny nose and my sniffling. It's very gross, but oh well. At least I don't feel... 2 days ago I felt like garbage. And then yesterday I felt okay. Today I feel fine, but my nose is running. I'm shocked we haven't had Hondo in live action yet. That just feels like something that makes sense. Like, he could have fit in any of the series that we've had. Whether, like he would have fit in Obi-Wan Kenobi, because he knows Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think he'd fit great in The Mandalorian. because like Pelimoto kind of makes him seem reserved. Ahsoka makes sense. Okay, probably not Andor. I don't think he would have fit in Andor, but I do hope we get to see him again. So Ahsoka feels like, I don't know, the quote, the safest bet, but I think it's going to happen eventually. Lothal would be cool, and I think we're guaranteed to see Lothal because the Star Wars Celebration footage included a bit from the epilogue of Star Wars Rebels, which takes place on Lothal. So I don't know how much time we're going to spend there, but I do think we will see Lothal, which will be cool. Hopefully that's not like the end of season 1 or something, because we still don't know what this story is going to be. If it's going to be like how she got off Malachor and back to the known galaxy and then became Ahsoka the White, or what? I don't know. Darth Nicholas, thank you for another super chat. What's the one thing from Legends you despise the most to the point you are so glad it's no longer canon? For me, it's a toss-up between Skippy the droid, Mount Sorrow, and I think you mean Beldorion. Bindorion? Was it Bindorion? I don't know. Well, Skippy the droid was never technically canon in Legends even. Like, that was from a certain comic, like, I forget what it was called, but it was kind of a what if sort of deal. Mount Sorrow is funny, just from like the old Ewoks, like the living mountain, which then they went and they did a living mountain in the Star Wars run from 2015. Yoda basically encounters a living mountain, but they do it in a different way. What's something that Trioculus? And for a while, my Twitter header was the image of Android Leia at her wedding to Trioculus, and she's like killing him with a laser beam from her eyes, while this Moff that has like sharp teeth looks on. I forget what his name was, but like Legends had some wild stuff in it, and so does canon. And there's going to be some stuff that pops up where I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah, Trioculus was weird. Waru was weird from the Crystal Star. For some reason, I thought of The Courtship of Princess Leia, but only because other people seemed to dislike that book. I really liked it growing up, but I liked all Star Wars books growing up.
I got my... I almost said it. My food order in.
Oh. Francisco Gios, thank you for the next super chat. I have an idea for your merchandise. Coffee mugs. I think you can technically get those on TeePublic. We do have some designs on TeePublic, but...
Yeah, that just have like our logo on them.
Well,
but...
no, even those will get taken down.
Yeah, because our logo...
has Star Wars in it.
Looks too much like the Star Wars logo, so...
Well, it is. It straight up has it.
But like, what would you want the mugs to say other than "Are we live?" Because I've had that idea for a while and just putting "Are we live?" on merch, but that seems like such a niche joke for us.
Maybe we could make a joke about calf.
Yeah, the Star Wars version of coffee.
Yeah, I don't know, just a slogan that involves calf.
Don't talk to me before I've had my calf.
Yeah, something like that. Have a groggy Grogu on it, although that would probably get it flagged.
Groggy Grogu. That'd be cute. Yeah, we need to do some like serious brainstorming on more merch ideas, because
that's something we've always just kind of neglected.
Yeah.
Sir Sits a Lot, thank you for another super chat. Have you ever seen Pencils and Parsecs? It was a Star Wars tabletop game. It's where my love of Togorians came from and made me want a baby Nexu. I have. Our friend Emma Fife was on it, and Hector Navarro, I think, was on Pencils and Parsecs as well.
Yeah.
I never watched it religiously, but I've seen a few episodes because we had friends that were on it, and it's pretty fun.
It's definitely one of those shows that I, aside from like knowing a bunch of people on there, like I just want to get more into those like D&D shows. I just don't have time to do it, and it would probably just make me miss playing D&D and want to do it again. Because I only entered my D&D journey like right before the pandemic, so we only had like 1 or 2 in-person sessions, and then lockdown happened and we had to do everything on Zoom calls, so that was kind of a bummer. We didn't really pick it back up after everything kind of went back to normal-ish.
In-person D&D is way better than Zoom, but I really liked their setup with... They were some of the first people I saw where they would let the audience kind of interact with the game. They could let you re-roll something or add a modifier to your roll or something like that if the audience did certain things, which I thought was cool.
That is cool. Are they still doing it?
No,
or is it like
ended
an
a while ago.
Thing?
It's still online, but I'm pretty sure it ended a while back.
I know Vox Machina started because it was a D&D group. Was that Critical Role that did that?
Yes.
That sounds right.
But yeah, Vox Machina is just a animated version of their games. Like I've seen on TikTok people showing like this is them describing what happened, and then it shows the animated version of events too. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. I wish someone would animate our D&D campaigns.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be very good, I don't think.
Ours are not that exciting.
That one time where you killed one of the members of our group.
He wanted me to.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't want to be killed.
I didn't know what Chaos Bolt did. I wasn't. They shouldn't have let me have that spell. And then I successfully hit someone, like an enemy, and then it had to arc into someone else, and there were no other enemies. And even though you were the tank, our halfling friend, who was way more knowledgeable about D&D, was like, make it hit me, I'll be fine, and it killed him.
Yikes.
I killed him. I've also killed or caused the death of someone else in my more current campaign.
Really?
Yeah. Oops. So I've got a body count. Shaq Fu has the next super chat. Thank you, Shaq. Is Grogu likely to become evil Yoda? It would be a reverse Anakin, where we know him as a baby first and then find out later he's a grand villain.
Oh, I don't want to see him be evil.
I don't think he will.
He's too pure. He can get angry and choke you, but he'll never go full tilt evil.
It'll be interesting to see him with more control over his powers in season 3. Like, if he does go with like, oh, now I can really mess stuff up, or I'm hoping that he's more reserved.
Yeah.
And in control.
I think that it goes along with the idea that this species are just more in tune with the Force. I think specifically they are more in tune with the light side of the Force.
Maybe.
They're just generally good.
We've only seen 3 of them.
I know, but they have all been awesome.
They have been. That is true.
Maybe they kill all the bad ones.
Oh, God. And that keeps them in tune with the light side of the Force.
Yeah.
Human sacrifice.
Straight to jail.
Yeah, they just, if you bad, you straight to jail. Right away. Bakey has the next super chat. Thank you, Bakey. Have you seen the trailer for The Machine starring Mark Hamill? I did. I watched it today.
Wait, The Machine?
It's, you know the joke / story from Bert Kreischer?
Oh, there's a trailer for that out?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Now I have to watch that.
It was pretty funny. It looks kind of cheesy, but like I do. It's a very fun story, and the joke. So Mark Hamill plays his dad.
We should have done a reaction.
It wasn't much to react to. Like Mark Hamill plays his dad, who doesn't believe that happened to him, and then like 20 years later, the Russians come back and like abduct both of them, and then they both go on this crazy adventure.
Aw, I'm happy for Mark Hamill though.
Yeah,
that sounds really fun.
Oh, yeah, he seemed like he was having a blast in it. So that was fun. Power Rangers Explained, thank you for the next super chat. Just says, Animorphs was and is awesome.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That was...
No complaints.
Probably, I think I went from the Boxcar Children. I read those books growing up. And then when I hit like 4th grade, that's when I started reading Star Wars books. And probably around that time is when I started reading Animorphs. And I remember reading them through middle school.
I still want to do this cosplay / Halloween costume. And one of these days, maybe this year, it'll happen. It'll just be me looking normal. And then I will print out the slow transformation into an animal that you see on the covers of the books and have them like glue them to poster board and tie them together with like fishing line string and just have that and carry it around with me. So I will be the cover of an Animorphs
That's
book.
a really good idea. You could also do makeup on people. Like you could make a group cosplay where everyone poses and starts to turn into the animal.
Be so hard. Whoever's the in-between one is getting real messed up.
Yeah, you gotta look like a monster all day.
But that's like one of my ideas for a costume that I've had for a while that I just always thought that it would be too hard to do. But if you're just printing stuff out and like, I guess I'd have to go to like Kinko's and print it out real big and then put it on poster board and
especially if you
together.
chose like a small animal to turn into.
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that bulky.
Yeah. But I would want it to like be full size to my height. And then I could just tie all the strings to like a little handle and I could just carry it around like that.
Yeah. Vader's Lair, thank you for the next super chat. Thank you for your positivity in the fandom. As a fellow Star Wars creator, it's awesome to see, and I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you so much.
Here to be positive. I don't know why I did that.
I don't know either.
I just did that. Salute.
Well, thank you very much, Vader's Lair.
Thank you. It's a lot easier, I think, to be positive than it is negative. So I think our job is fairly easy.
I don't know. I think sometimes it's easy to focus on the stuff that you don't like. I mean, I feel like even when we go to see a movie...
I guess I should say it makes your life easier in a way, or makes it just better.
Yeah, I think so. But I do understand the struggle to sometimes, like, I'll be nitpicky about stuff right away, even though we'll walk out of a movie and I'll be like, man, I loved that, but... Because
the internet wants to know what you hated about it.
It's true. I mean, I think all you need to know about the internet is that Cinema Sins kicks ass and gets so many views, and Cinema Wins gets like a fraction of it.
Yeah.
That always bums me out. Cinema Wins is great.
A lot of the biggest YouTube channels are also the angriest and the meanest and the most pessimistic. Or most problematic, I should say.
Shaq Vu has another super chat. Thank you. Could any Star Wars human beat Wrecker in a fist fight? If not, could even a humanoid alien like Black Chrysanthemum do it?
Ooh, I would love to see Wrecker and Black Chrysanthemum arm wrestle.
Just arm wrestle. I don't think any human could beat Wrecker in a fist fight. I'm trying to think if there's like a...
In a fist fight?
Maybe a Jedi.
Well,
like,
that's cheating if
yeah,
they're using the Force.
But
I mean, that's a good point because he is human, but he's like sort of specially engineered to be super strong. So does that make him unbeatable to any other human?
I don't know. Like, I feel like a Jedi could wear him out to the point where he's just exhausted. But in a straight fist fight with just another non-force sensitive human, I think Wrecker wins.
It depends on how hungry and tired he is.
I mean, he fist fought a Rancor. Baby Rancor, but still. Like, I think...
Yeah. I'm agreeing with you. I think Wrecker wins 99% of the time.
I think a Wookiee Even that, like, Wrecker, especially in the Clone Wars, what he does,
Yeah.
like, he throws a gunship out of the way.
Can he pull
I don't know
people's
if he
arms
throws
out
it.
of their socket?
I bet he could, if he wanted to.
I don't think he would, though.
Maybe a Jedi could take him.
Well,
Someone that's
Now-
unkillable.
now that we are starting to hear more about those, and I didn't know that they were so hard to kill before you did that video. So yeah, that seems like a tough opponent.
Just remembering what he does in the Clone Wars. I don't feel like they've shown his full potential in the Bad Batch series as much.
Yeah,
Like he
They've made it more-
just seems strong,
They made it more about his character arc, like development.
which is great. But like they probably should at some point be like, hey, remember? I mean, well, I guess they did show him rip a cannon off of a tank and carry it around. That's probably pretty heavy.
Yeah, I want to see him do something like that, but he's like purposefully trying to show off to someone.
Jeannie from Tahini and Douglas Dubois both pointed out that Finnick took him out. So that's true.
In a fist fight?
I think so.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I
if
think she
you're
was just
smaller,
too agile.
smaller and faster. He is kind of big and clunky.
Doomslayer says DeWootens. Yeah, everyone kind of wanted to see Wrecker go up against Mollie in that one episode.
Yeah. Wootens are super thick.
The French-Canadian Wolfman, thank you for the next super chat. Are there any duels we never got you wish you could have seen on screen? For me, it's Anakin versus Windu or Windu versus Dooku. Anakin and Windu would have been a good one, just because of how much they seem to not like each other.
Yeah. Duels. I want to see Jar Jar duel someone because he would find a way to win
That's true.
accidentally.
Who do you want to see him fight? Maul? Like, him beating Maul is kind of comedy gold.
Yeah. I kind of, well, yeah, I would want it to be like a Force user.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we're talking about, like lightsaber duels.
Yeah.
And Jar Jar has held a lightsaber before in the Age of Republic comics.
Maybe
I think.
Dooku, because Dooku is so like poised and he considers himself such a master swordsman. And
Yeah.
Jar Jar's like, "Bah."
Yeah, how do you combat that? It's just chaos.
Chaos. Chaos reigns.
That would definitely throw fuel on the Jar Jar as a Sith Lord fire.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, oh, like he just accidentally beat Count Dooku.
Yeah.
Trying to think of...
Ahsoka and
Ahsoka fought Ventress, right? She was at least around when Ventress was on that Venator.
oh my god, I just blanked on her name. Barriss.
Sure, yeah.
Ahsoka versus Barriss would be. Did that happen?
Nope, Anakin fought her.
Yeah. I would like to see that.
Yep. That's a good one.
That one is more meaningful.
Mr. Shu, thanks for the next one. What would Jyn Erso's lightsaber color be?
Maybe white?
I'm going to go with green.
White or yellow.
I mean, the Kyber crystal she has on her neck is white.
Yeah.
But assuming, like, pretending she were a Jedi, maybe I'm just connecting her with the Death Star and its green super laser, but my gut says green.
Well, she grew up on a farm and probably saw a lot of green things, greenery, so
Sure.
we could make that work.
You going to stick with white?
Yeah.
Nightwing, thank you for the next super chat. I know you prefer in-person games, but if you ever want to play the Star Wars RPG, our group would be glad to have you for a game. We have goofy fun.
Ooh.
We've only done one, I think it was Edge of the Empire. We had our friend do one session that was supposed to continue going, and he never organized another one. So I'm going to blame Ryan for that, that we never played it again. All I remember from it is that he allowed me to be kind of Force sensitive. And at one point, like, I rolled to do something with the Force, and I rolled amazingly well. And he was like, So like I used the Force to open a door or something, but he did not want that to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and my character was like a Force user groupie.
Yeah, you were just really
just like,
enthusiastic about the Jedi. So then when I did that, you were like, "Oh my gosh!"
Oh my god, he did the thing. But I was still like I think I was still kind of a tank of a character. I really prefer
like tanks.
being the big, strong dummy of the group.
I mean, it's fun. I like it too. Just dumping all your stats into strength and none of them into intelligence.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And just because I feel like this crowd would appreciate this, my last game that I played, my character was the big, strong, kind of dumb type of character, but she was also like, I based her character off of Savage Opress. Basically, like, she was kind of a mix between she was a mix between Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Savage Opress, so she was her clan's like warrior, but they kind of used magic to get her there. So man, that was like my best idea for a character I've ever had. And if we ever start doing D&D again, I kind of want to just bring her back because I don't think that campaign did her justice.
That was a really fun character. The Savage angle was great.
And her name was Illyria, which is a character in Angel.
Yeah. Darth Nicholas has the next one. Thank you, Nicholas. Speaking of Togorians, what is your favorite feline humanoid species in Star Wars? I'm a sucker for the Cathar the most, and Silvar from Tales of the Jedi is my favorite feline humanoid Cathar. I loved it when she scratched her ex-mate Kratos' face.
I don't know that I know very many other ones.
Honestly, I think I like Sigerians. I mean, they're terrible people, but I do like the design that they're like half cat, half bat.
Yeah. Cat bat.
Cat bat people.
Yeah, I can't really think of any other.
Cathar from like Knights of the Old Republic. I don't think we've seen them in canon. That sounds wrong. But I can't remember what they have been in.
What other species have like long tails?
The sea ruby, but they're reptilian. they're basically velociraptors.
If it's a mostly Legends species, you can.
Cathar have been canonized. Okay, I
Okay.
felt right, but I don't remember where they were.
You can almost guarantee that I'm not going to know much about it if it's a Legends
Yeah.
species, but.
You would have met one if you kept going with Knights of the Old Republic, but it would have taken a while.
Yeah.
Sir Sits-a-Lot, thank you for the next super chat. Speaking of Barriss, do we think she became an Inquisitor or something else?
I don't think she became an Inquisitor. I feel like maybe she was offered the job and turned it down.
I agree. Like, if we haven't seen her as an Inquisitor yet, especially with the Seventh Sister, like, another Mirialian, you're like, that could have been Barriss, but it wasn't. Mm-hmm. So why wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I think something else happened to her. And Dave Filoni said years and years ago that he knows what happens to Barriss, and maybe one day we'll find out. But
yeah, because I think I don't know that she would want to go as far as what it takes to be an Inquisitor, kind of like what Reva did.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. She got far enough in her Jedi training to the point where I don't think she would have gone so evil.
I mean, she bombed. She blew a person up.
Well, I don't know. But, like, as an Inquisitor, you have to just, like, stomp around the galaxy taking people out with your red lightsaber.
Like, I kind of see what you're saying. Like, what she did was bad. No contest. But she did it for, like, protest reasons.
Yeah.
And not... She wanted to wake the Jedi up.
Which, honestly, like, I see why.
Yeah.
And it makes... In the grand scheme of things, like, I get her motivations. I wouldn't have done that and gone that route, but, you know. You know.
And Darth Nicholas has another super chat. Thank you, Nicholas. Would you ever want to see Ahsoka fight Dooku in a future Clone Wars era story? The only place you can see such a fight is in the Clone Wars Lightsaber Duels Wii game.
Ahsoka fight Dooku.
I kind of feel the same way. It's like they don't have much history together.
Yeah.
So, not that they have to have history for it to be a, like, cool fight. But, I don't know.
I think Ahsoka... I mean, having just said that I want to see Ahsoka and Barriss fight, I said that because they have history.
Right.
And I don't see Ahsoka just wanting to be like, let's duel just because of it. Like, I heard you were good with the lightsaber. I am too. Let's go.
Well, she certainly could just wind up in the same room as Dooku. And well, now they have to fight.
Yeah.
Because Dooku's going to attack her. But
ooh, especially if she learned that Dooku had something to do with Yaddle's disappearance.
Although we don't really know if... What, Ahsoka would have been like 4. But yeah, it would be fun if they said like, oh, Yaddle was training the little younglings. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then Ahsoka's like, nope.
Sure, we could find a way. There's nothing that I've ever been like... I don't know, I don't really think about the what if, who should duel who, and I've never been interested in like the versus stuff of who would win.
Yeah.
I just like watching the stories, and I'm sure Filoni could find an interesting reason to make them duel, but
yeah,
it's not something that I sit around and think about.
Me neither. Until, I mean, if someone asks me, then I try to go and find reasons that connect the two characters emotionally, like Ahsoka and Barriss. Like, they have so much complicated history that if they were to end up in a fight, it would mean more than just who wins.
Yeah. That's, I think, the best duels are always, like, Luke and Vader in Empire and Jedi, because it's like Luke in Empire wants to kind of get revenge, like, prove himself. You killed Obi-Wan, like, I'm gonna kick your butt. Mm-hmm. And then, like, the worst thing happens. So then when they meet up again, it's like even more, like, the emotional stakes are so high.
Yeah. Plus, Return of the Jedi has that awesome scene of the two of them on Endor just chatting, and Vader's just like checking out his lightsaber.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you did good.
Neat.
And that just like sets up for that fight to be so much more satisfying.
Yeah. But I know you need to start getting ready for your next stream.
I do.
So we should probably start wrapping up. But thank you for everyone who hung out with us for the past 2-ish hours.
Yeah.
And we finished the first box. I think we're halfway through this set. There's still a whole other box full of Legos that we're going to keep on plugging away at.
So much more.
I'm glad that we're going to be able to build this while The Mandalorian is on.
Yeah.
So our next stream is going to be on Wednesday, because I beat Fallen Order. So we'll be back on Wednesday to talk about The Mandalorian. And then on Thursday, we're going to build this and talk about the Bad Batch. We're going to kind of combine the Clone Zone and our Lego stream.
Yeah.
So
there's going to be, 5 weeks of
overlap? Yeah.
Overlap for both of those. So for 5 weeks, we'll be doing Lego/Bad Batch chats on Thursdays.
And real quick before we sign off, Andy, thank you for being a big mega fan for 9 months. It says, after yesterday, your team name for happy hour should be Bonk Droid. I think that's a great idea. Oh yeah, we'll be on happy hour on A Certain Point of View
tomorrow night. Go check out From a Certain Point of View. This is the other channel that I am a co-host on, and we cover like everything pop culture related, but once a month Jill and I host happy hour, which is where we just kind of like get together, drink, chit chat with guests. But every February we make it a newlywed game, for anyone who remembers that game show. So me and Alex, Jill and Sean,
we won last year. So.
Jake and Gabby will be competing against each other, and yeah, so we're the reigning champs.
We got to defend our title.
Yeah.
We'll do that tomorrow.
We'll see.
Thank you all for hanging out with us and continuing our build, and we will see you all Wednesday. So may the force be with you. Have a great night.